So I'm going to be the cajero, right?
Is that like cashier?
Yes.
Okay.
Cashier, right?
Yep.
And it's like, even though it's not spelled the same, cajero looks like cashier a little bit, right? They both start with CA, right?
Yeah.
You're the cliente, right?
Okay.
So you
Client or
exactly the
customer.
client or the customer, right? So they don't say customer, right?
Okay.
Technically they say client. But it means the same thing. So you're the cliente. Hola, ¿qué le doy?
Hola. ¿Me da un café chico?
Sí, ¿algo más?
Sí. ¿Qué tiene de postre?
Tenemos un pastel de chocolate, 3 leches y pan dulce.
¿Cuál es su favorito?
A mí me gusta el pan dulce.
Qué rico. ¿Me da una entonces, por favor?
Sí, claro. ¿Le doy algo más?
No es todo, gracias.
Con gusto. Entonces, un café chico y el pan dulce sería 40 pesos. Bueno, ¿tarjeta o efectivo?
Tarjeta, gracias.
Okay. Le llamo cuando esté listo.
Hasta bien, gracias.
All right, very good. Okay. Let's go through this. Let's just tighten up your understanding and your pronunciation.
Yep.
And that's it, okay? All right, so we started out, I'm just saying hi, and I don't know if we went over this, but if I say que le doy, that's like, what can I get you? Right?
Get.
Exactly, right? So in the same way you said like, me da, you're basically saying, can I get, could I get? So I'm also using the verb dar, right? And the conjugation is doy.
So doy and da are the same. That's the same
It's from
verb.
the from this exactly.
Okay.
From the same verb. Now this is a really great concept. Something that's going to help guide you as you're speaking to natives is mirror them. And what I mean by that is if they're going to use that verb, respond with that verb. It'll make it easier. You know what I mean? Versus like going to some other verb or trying to figure out which one do I use. This is something we'll go over later. But for example, a lot of times if you go to a cafe and they're asking you for here to go, they might say para aquí or para acá. Aquí and acá basically mean the same thing. Aquí is like more specific, acá is more general. But if they say para aquí and they're asking you for here, you're going to say,
para aquí.
Exactly, you're going to say para aquí. If they say para acá, just mirror, you can mirror them, say, sí, para acá. And then you'll kind of know what to say because you're just copying them or mirroring.
It confirms.
Exactly.
Like, in the same way.
Exactly.
Okay. Yep.
So getting back to this, this is making it easier because I'm saying que le doy. You're going to hear doy, right? So you're going to be like, oh, da, doy, da. All right, okay. So then you said, hola, me da un café chico. So me da, could I get, right? And we're not translating it literally. Even though that means, will you give me or do you give me?
Okay.
All right, so then I'm asking, algo más? So what am I asking here?
Anything else?
Anything else? Perfect. And then you answered sí. You said, ¿qué tienen de postre? So really quick pronunciation tip. It's postre. You want to try?
Postre.
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 Very good. So much better.
Postre.
And remember what I was telling you in a
say
previous
postre?
lesson? I kind of saw it more like that. Remember, imagine they're bringing the dessert, because a postre is a dessert. So imagine they're bringing the dessert on a tray. Postre. Tre. Right? Obviously, they don't say tray, because that would be very American. They say tre. So that's what's happening. ¿Qué tienen de postre? That's just like, you're just asking like, what kind of desserts do you have, basically?
Oh, okay.
Or what do you have? If we're being a little more literal, ¿qué tienen de postre? The de means like for in this context.
Okay.
We're used to hearing like de means of or from, but it can also mean for. It just depends on what we're saying. So what do you have for dessert?
For dessert. Okay, that makes sense.
Now notice I'm also saying, what do you have? But it doesn't say tiene or tienes, it says tienen, plural. It's really common to use the ustedes form. Like, so you're basically saying like, what do you all What do y'all have?
Oh,
Y'all.
I see.
You know?
Like as the business.
Everybody.
As the,
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm.
That's why we're using that form.
Understood.
You could say que tiene de postre, like you could just address the one person too. That's okay.
Understood.
All right. And then we said tenemos un pastel. I said tenemos un pastel de chocolate, tres leches y pan dulce. So I'm just responding, and now I'm kind of mirroring you, right? You said que tiene. I'm saying tenemos. So I'm using the same verb. We have tenemos, and using tener here makes a lot of sense because I'm talking about tener is like to have as in possession. So this is what we have here. Tenemos un pastel de chocolate. So we have chocolate cake. Tres leches, which is like super popular dessert in Latin America. Pan dulce. So do you know what that is?
Like a sweet bread?
Yes,
or?
sweet bread. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, and then you asked me, ¿cuál es su favorito? We need to go over the pronunciation here. How do you say this word?
Favorito.
Very good. Right. So remembering the V is pronounced like a B. Favorito. It's like a soft B. Favorito. Okay, I think that was good. Actually, let's try that phrase again now. So I'm going to just say it, and then you just kind of copy me. You just repeat. ¿Cuál es su favorito?
¿Cuál es su favorito?
Very good. And be careful, it's not burrito, it's favorito.
Okay.
Favorito.
¿Cuál es su favorito?
Yes. Oh my God, so much better. Okay, great. All right, now I said, I responded to that. You asked me what's my favorite.
Yep.
I said, a mí me gusta el pan dulce. A mí, that's just like, you don't have to say that in the beginning, but whenever you're saying like, I like something, often people are like, well, for me, right? But they don't, you know, in this context, you're not going to say, para mí, right? You would say, a mí. A mí. A mí me gusta el pan dulce, so I'm just saying I like sweet bread.
Sweet bread.
Okay. Now when you say, que rico, right? You're saying, literally you're saying like, wow, how delicious, like literally. But think about this. So I feel like in Spanish, when they say something is good, a lot of times they're going to use an adjective that is specific to that thing. So with food is delicious when it's good, right? It's like yummy, whatever. So saying que rico, that can be like saying like, whoa, that sounds good.
Yes. Okay.
Right? So saying this is something that I've had to learn, but saying suena bien, suena sounds, bien good. In this context, it kind of doesn't make as much sense in Spanish. So we might say, wow, that sounds good. In Spanish, they're gonna describe like how the food would be good. It would be delicious, right? So they're like, oh my God, que rico. Okay. But it's kind of like, so you could be like, wow, that sounds great. Wow, that sounds yummy. That sounds delicious. Or that sounds good.
Que rico.
Que rico.
Okay. And rico is like good? Is
yeah.
It? Okay.
So rico means rich. It means delicious. It means good. It can mean nice. It just depends on the context. So you're talking about like weather, and you're like, wow, like que rico el clima. It's like, wow, dude, this weather is like so nice. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's just like something that's pleasant.
Question. So previously we used me gusto, I think in this context, or I would like that. Is that?
Oh, that's me gustaría.
Me gustaría. Okay, got it. So either way, it's like I would like that, but delicious. That sounds great.
Yes.
Like me rico or que rico. Okay.
Yeah, and not to overwhelm you, you can come back to this. But if you want to say I would like, and you say me gustaría, it kind of sounds like you haven't decided yet. So if you're like, you know, if you're looking at pan dulce, you're looking at the sweet bread, and you're like, me gustaría el pan dulce. It's kind of like you're like, man, I would like the sweet bread. You know, it's like you're like still thinking.
Yeah.
If you're ordering and you're being direct and you want to say I would like, you know, you're probably gonna say quisiera. So you'd be like, quisiera el pan dulce. So you're still saying I would like, but it's like confident.
Okay.
It's more certain. So,
Okay.
all right. You said me da uno entonces, por favor. Me da uno. What do you think that means?
I would like one. I'm not sure what entonces is.
Entonces is like so.
Okay. I would,
So it's like Yeah, it's like or then, right? I mean, interchangeable, but it's kind of like, all right, yeah, I'll have one of those then, you know.
Got it.
Or like, yeah, I would say, yeah, maybe in this context a little closer to then.
Okay.
It's just a logical like follow up. You're just like, because that sounds good, then I'll get that.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
So you're like, one of the, you know. I'll get one. I feel like in English, yeah, we might leave it out, but I feel like it's maybe a little more common in Spanish to add that in there.
It makes it very clear too, right? That's
Exactly.
delicious. I'll get one then. Like it's a very
Yes.
direct clarity.
I guess in English, maybe we'd say more like, I'll get one of those. One of. In this here, we're just saying I'll get one. So maybe that's why it feels a bit
sense.
clunky if you translate it literally. And then of course we're saying por favor because we want to be polite. We're just saying please. Okay, so then I said sí claro, right? So I'm like yeah, of course. Sí claro. Le doy algo más. So now I'm combining le doy. Can I get you algo más? Anything else? Can I get you anything else? Right? And it's just. I could say algo más again, but this is kind of like we're kind of at the end. So now that's why I'm saying this more complete phrase like le doy algo más, like can I get you anything else? You know, before that. Okay. And then you said no es todo, gracias. What does that mean?
No, that's it, or is it that's all? Thank you.
Both.
Okay.
I think like that's kind of the beauty when we're translating, especially Spanish, because Spanish is like a lot of things are just so it's just contextual. It's just the way you say it. So it could mean any of those things.
Yep. That makes
If we're
sense.
translating literally, and you would say like that's everything,
Yes.
you would just say, well, you would say es todo, right? Todo means everything. But if you want to say that's it, you can also say es todo.
Es
That's
todo.
it. Todo. Because in English, like everything and that's it mean the same thing in this context.
Todo also feels like that's all or complete or
Yeah.
total or like any
Yeah.
number of that makes
Exactly.
sense. Okay.
Exactly.
Yep.
Perfect. And then of course you're saying we're being polite, so you're saying gracias. Of
course.
So so that's having por favor, gracias as your little tagline at the end of these phrases. That's gonna help. I think that'll help you too if you kind of like are not maybe like it's really important to you to be polite. You're not sure if you're saying things the most polite way. Tacking those things on at the end will help.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe it'll just make you feel more confident and comfortable.
They may understand my Spanish is just terrible and my intention is good. Like
Exactly,
yes.
yeah. And we'll go over like man. There's so many things to learn and go over. But you know, have you ever heard like I mean, maybe this word's too long. Okay, café, and then you've got café, which is just coffee.
Right.
Cafecito. You ever heard that before? You know when they have the ito and the ita.
Yeah.
That is also another way to sound a little extra polite. It feels soft. It's like can I just get a little coffee? You know what I mean? It's even though in English we wouldn't necessarily say little. Yeah. It's just a way in Spanish to soften it and make you seem more polite.
Understood.
Maybe like timid's not the word. I mean, we're not trying to be timid when we're out here ordering, but it will make. So if you say like un cafecito por favor, man, you're being very polite and very gentle and soft with your order. So even if we go over this again and you want to say café chico, you could change it to cafecito chico. I mean, maybe for that because you're saying the size, you don't need to say it because we're trying to be a lot more specific, but just something to consider. So, all right, and then I responded con gusto. Do you know what that means?
I'm trying to figure out context. 1 second.
Yeah.
Con
So
gusto.
you said no, that's it.
Gusto.
Thank you.
And that's all, or
That's
that's,
all.
it,
Yeah,
or
that's it.
just repeating back? Okay.
But at the end here you said gracias. So I'm responding to gracias.
Oh, so that's like with pleasure?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
got
exactly what it means. With pleasure. Con gusto. But I like to replace. That's my version of you're welcome. And somebody I used to work with. I think she was from Colombia. She said, I always say con gusto. She doesn't say de nada. And that's because de nada means literally of nothing.
For nothing, like,
right? And it kind of sounds like you didn't care. There was less intention. When you say con gusto, it sounds like
warm.
It's warm, like you had the intention of helping the entire time. It is something. It's not nothing, right? So there's something to consider. I know that some people say de nada. It's not like they don't, but it's kind of like in English. Somebody's like, hey, like it's nothing. Like don't worry about it. Instead of brushing it off, you kind of just.
I really love that.
Giving them, exactly.
It's with pleasure as opposed to like, I literally didn't put anything into this. So
you hit the nail on the head. Okay. Exactly. So I always, after I had that conversation, I was like, you're right. You know what? I like that. That's better. In English, we don't really have that kind of issue because we just say you're welcome. Like that's, I mean, we can say with pleasure, but that sounds really formal.
It's not minimizing it or
exactly. Exactly. Okay. And then I'm kind of just reading back your order. So this is really common again to throw in entonces. So I'm like, all right, so, I could also say, I don't have it in the script. I'm trying to be a little more formal or textbook in a sense here, but I could also say pues. I don't know if you've ever heard of that word. It looks like this. I'll show you. So P-U-E-S. Pues is just like maybe a little more conversational way of saying so. But anyway. So I'm saying, entonces un café chico y el pan dulce. So I'm just like, all right, so you got small coffee, got sweet bread.
So entonces is a more formal way to say so?
Yeah, it's just a very like,
or then, or so, that like,
exactly.
That's,
okay. It's like, because this happened, then this is happening.
Yeah.
But that's why it can sound maybe a little more textbook, whereas if you say pues, like pues, if you're just talking kind of fast, you're just gliding over it. It's nothing too deep. Pues un café chico y el pan dulce, You'll hear that. You'll hear both.
Okay.
All right, and then I'm saying it's gonna be 40 pesos, right? So sería 40 pesos. I'm using the conditional tense here for sería because it just sounds polite. So technically in Spanish, right? You got 40 pesos. 40. So you have multiple. In Spanish, you got a multiple of anything. You actually have to use son, which is like, instead you wouldn't say es 40. It is, because it doesn't make sense. Because es implies a singular digit or number. Son implies many.
Many. Okay.
Right? But if I say son 40 pesos, it might sound a little too direct or harsh or something like that because I'm like, it is this. If I say sería, it's just a little more polite because I'm saying that would be, basically.
Okay.
It's like in English, it's like, well, that'll be this,
Understood.
Versus it is this, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, I know you know this now, tarjeta o efectivo. Tarjeta o efectivo, right? I'm just asking you.
Credit card or cash.
Right.
Is that efectivo?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
All right, then you said tarjeta, gracias. So you're saying card.
Yeah.
All right, so at the end, I think you know what this means now. So I say, le llamo cuando esté listo. What does that mean?
I'll call your name when it's ready.
Perfect. It can also mean like, I'll let you know. If you hear le llamo, right, and you're hearing that verb llamo from the verb llamar, then it is implied like you might actually hear them call your name, basically, right? Okay, and then at the end you just said, está bien, gracias. So what were you telling me? Sorry,
that's it, thank you.
Exactly. Yeah, like, that's good, that's it, thanks. So that's perfect. All right.
I love it.
Crushing
Okay.
it. Good job.
Thank you.